Yes, very good morning, students. I welcome you for the SSLC Mathematics. In SSLC Mathematics, we have Unit 3. The name of Unit 3 is Pair of Linear Equations in Two Variables. Okay. So we are going to discuss this chapter today, and we continue two more classes for this chapter. Before going to understand this chapter, there is a name of the chapter. Let us understand the name of the chapter first, and some basic points in algebra we need to understand it first, then we will go for the chapter pair of linear equations in two variables. Because directly if we start this chapter, if we don't recall the basics related to this chapter, then you may not be able to understand it very clearly. In order to make you understand everything very good, we need to recapitulate all these related basic things. Okay, fine. So here we have pair of linear equations in two variables. Pair means we know two items which are there in which are there together. In Kannada we say jode. Pair means jode of linear equations. First of all, what is an equation? What is linear equation? What is quadratic equation? What is cubic equation? These are the basic things we need to understand in two variables. In one equations, there can be one variable, there can be two variables, there can be three variables, like that. Okay. So, what are these variables? So, let us see this. I have written some basics of this pair of linear equations in two variables. Regarding algebra, we need to understand this. Let us understand one by one. See, there constants. In algebra, we start with constant and variables. So, algebra is a branch of mathematics which deals with numbers and English alphabets. In arithmetic, we are only dealing with basic operations, plus, minus, multiplication, division, symbols, along with numbers. That is arithmetic. Algebra, in the sense, we are using all the basic four operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division symbols, plus, minus, multiplication, division, along with numbers. Along with these two, we are using some English alphabets: A, B, C, D, P, Q, R, S, X, Y, Z. These things, basic operations, numbers and English alphabets together will be called as an algebra, you know. Okay. So here in algebra, we are first discussing about constants and variables. Constants, in the sense, they are the numbers. It may be natural number, it may be whole number, it may be integer, it may be rational number, it may be irrational number, it may be real number. Whatever the number, it is a number. So all the numbers are constants. If we say 5, that is 5 only. Instead of 5, nothing can be added, nothing can be subtracted. 5 means 5. That is a constant number. Okay. So these constants are representing in English alphabet as A, B, C, D. I write here constants 1, 2, 3, dash, 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 dash. All the numbers are the constants. Symbolically, we take A, B, C, D and etc. numbers. A, B, C, D and etc. numbers are representing the constant numbers. In equations, if we use normally A, B, C, D, then those are called constant numbers. Okay, and pi is a constant number. So these are all the constants. Variables. Variables are also called as literal numbers. Literal number, in the sense, see, it is a number which is not known at the first. We have to find out that number. So that is the variables. For example, in 10th standard, we have some students. So height of the students is not constant. Height of the students varies from student to student. Like that, weight of the students varies from student to student. This is a variable thing. So the value of a number, it is not constant, and it varies problem after problem, situation after situation, and moment after moment. So if the value of something is varying, that is called variable. Okay, I hope you could understand. We are indicating these variables in English alphabet as X, Y, Z, W, etc. So X, Y, Z, W, sometimes L, M, N. So we are using this. These are variables or literal numbers. Constants and variables together will be there, and they are called expression. So in algebra we have monomials, binomials, trinomials, tetranomials, pentanomials, polynomials at the final, isn't it? So expression. If this expression is equal to 0, that will be called as an equation. What is equation? Equation means equality of two expressions. For example, so ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So this all item is equal to 0. This is an equation. So x is equal to 5. This is an equation. So left hand side is equal to right hand side. Left hand side, right hand side both are equal. So this equality of two expressions will be called as equation in algebra. Here also, in pair of linear equations in two variables, equality of left hand side and right hand side will be an equation. I hope you could understand this. Fine. Linear equation, quadratic equation, cubic equation. What does it mean? Linear equation in the sense. It is an equation of a line. Equation of a line. So how do we express line? We express line in a graph, y-axis and x-axis. In y-axis and x-axis we have 2 points, one point A and point B. This point can be expressed in terms of x and y value. Second point can also be expressed in terms of x and y value. What value of x a point is having, what value of y this point is having. X and y both combines in an equation. The general form of an equation is y is equal to mx plus c. So here we have a y, here we have a x. M is a slope we used to call, and c is a constant. Slope in the sense slant height, isn't it? So this is the general formula of a line. Equation of a line, y is equal to mx plus c. Nowadays we are using this equation of a line as ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Both are equation of a line. So here x and y are two variables. Okay. So x and y are two variables. So this is all about linear equations, and we are going to see quadratic equation. What is quadratic equation? The value of the variable, the power of the variable, if it is 1, that is linear equation. The power of the variable, if it is 2, x square, then it is quadratic equation. The power of the variable, if it is 3, then it is a cubic equation. We are going to write the examples for a quadratic equation. That is ax square plus by plus c is equal to 0. So here the power of x is 2. It means second degree equation. Second degree equations are called quadratic equations. Like that, x cube plus by plus c is equal to 0. Here the power of x is 3. So this is third degree equation. So this is called cubic equations. So here the value of x are x is equal to one value, x is equal to second value, x is equal to third value. We are going to find out the value here. In quadratic equation, two values are there. In cubic equation, there will be 3 values. If the value of x are there in 3 values, this will be cubic equation. That is third degree equation, cubic equation. If the values of x are having 2 values, means this is a quadratic equation, second degree equation. The power of x will be 2. Okay, fine. This is all about the very basics for this chapter: linear equation, quadratic equation, cubic equation, constant variables. So this is all about just the basic recapitulation for this chapter. We need to understand this well. Okay, now we are going to study about this chapter from now onwards. Okay. Before going to understand the pair of linear equations in two variables, first let us take a linear equation, not a pair. Pair in the sense there are two linear equations which are together called pair of linear equations. Now we are going to discuss about one linear equation. In linear equations we have x and y. So in order to represent this x and y, we need a graph. How this linear equation is representing in graph, let us see this first. After representation of this linear equation in a graph, let us take pair of linear equations. I mean two linear equations taken together, and let us see how these two pair of linear equations are going to represent in graph. Isn't it? Okay, let us see that. So we have an equation, that is linear equation, first degree equation. In linear equation also we have two variables. Okay, let us take this and represent this equation in graph. Come on, let us see. Here we have 2x, x minus 2y is equal to 0. This is in the form of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So x is one variable and y is one variable. X and y are two variables. A, B, C, they are constants. So here in this equation, x is one variable, y is another variable. The coefficient of x, that is 1. The coefficient of y, that is minus 2. There is no value of c, isn't it? These are constant, minus 2, 1, these are constants. Okay. So we represent this. In order to represent this equation in graph, we need to provide the values for x and should obtain the value of y. How? Let us see. See, here we are going to value for x. Put x is equal to 0 here. So x minus 2y is equal to 0. This is an equation. In this equation, we are putting value of x, that is equal to 0. X minus 2y is equal to 0. So minus 2y is equal to 0. Therefore, y is equal to 0. 2y is equal to 0. This minus 2 will come in the denominator of this 0. 0 by anything, that will be 0. So if we provide the value of x, then y value is also. If we provide the value of x is equal to 0, then we will obtain the value of y, that is 0. Now let us go to provide the value of x, because see in the graph it is 0, origin of the graph. X value increases, so that y value, whether it is increasing or decreasing, we have to see that. Okay. So the value of x given 0, we have obtained the value of y, that is 0. Now let us put the value of x, that is 1. X is equal to 1. So x minus 2y is equal to 0 is the equation. Here the value of x is equal to 1. 1 minus 2y is equal to 0. 1 is equal to 2y. 1 by 2 is equal to y. Therefore, y is equal to 1 by 2 means that is 0.5. Now let us put the value of x. Put x is equal to 2. So that we have an equation x minus 2y is equal to 0. So the value of x, that is 2. 2 minus 2y is equal to 0. So 2 is equal to this 2 minus 2y will go to that side and become only plus 2y. 2 by 2 is equal to y, that is 1 by 1 is equal to y. Therefore, y is equal to 1. So again let us put the value of x is equal to 3, x is equal to 4, x is equal to 5, x is. However, how many numbers you will give for the value of x and that many number of y value will come. It continues like that. Let us stop here. So what we have done here, we have provided the value of x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2, x is equal to 3. It continues like that, so that we have obtained the value of x. When we give 0, the value of y is also 0. When the x value is given 1 and y value is, that is 0.5. If the x value is given 2 and we have obtained the value of y, that is equal to 1. If we give 3, see here, half increases from here to here, half increases from here to here. Here also it is 1.5. If we give 4, it will be 2. If we give 5, it will be 2.5. It goes like that. We can easily predict the value of y, isn't it? So we have here x values and we have here y values. These x and y values will be applied in this graph. Let us see what's going to happen. So if we provide x value, x is equal to 0 and y is also 0, so that is the origin of the graph. If we put the value of x is equal to 1, the value will be 0.5 in this y axis. See, this is the x axis and this is y axis. This is positive x axis, this is negative x axis, x dash. This is positive y axis, this is negative y axis. So x is equal to 0 is there here, y is equal to 0 is also there here. When x is equal to 0, see 1. When x is equal to 1, what is the value of y? That is 0.5. From here to here it is 1. It is off. See, if we lead the points to intersect, then that will be the point, that is x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0.5. Like that, x is equal to 2. This is 1, 2. This is x is equal to 2. What is the value of y? That is 1. This is y is equal to value 1. So we have to produce this and we have to produce this x and y points. Somewhere it intersect, that is the point x is equal to 2, 1. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 1. When x is equal to 3 is 1, this is x is equal to 3. What is the value of y? That is 1.5 here. So we have to produce this, somewhere it intersects, and this is the point. This point can be written as 3, 1.5. Okay. For every point we can notify, we can write the x value and y value there. If we put x is equal to 4, what is the y value? That is 2. If we leave this, somewhere it intersect, this is what, that point. So if we draw a line like this, it goes like this. Okay, it goes like this. This is called x minus 2y is equal to 0. This is a line. The name of the line is x minus 2y is equal to 0. In this equation we have given the value of x, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We go on giving the values of x, so that in this equation we obtain the value of y. The value of x and the value of y is represented in this graph, so that we have obtained this line. This is the line. The name of the line is called x minus 2y is equal to 0. So every line can be written in terms of x and y along with the constant minus 2 plus 3, whatever it is. Okay. So this is what we have learnt, the representation of a line in a graph. If we take an equation and we are providing the values of x 0 to infinity, so that we are going to get the values of y, and x value and y value will be represented in the graph, so that we obtain the line. So this is how we are going to represent the linear equation in the graph. Okay, this is a simple linear equation. So we are now going to take pair of linear equations. I mean, we are going to take another equation that will be there in the pair. Let us see how it is. Yes, dear students, I have taken one more linear equation, that is x plus y is equal to 4. Here also we are going to provide the value of 6, so that we are going to obtain the value of y, and that will be represented in the same graph. Then how will be the line in this graph? Let us see. First we are going to provide the values of x from 0 to 3 up to infinity we can give. Let us give that, so that what are the values of y? Let us see. See here, x plus y is equal to 4. This is another equation. So here we are going to give the value of x, that is equal to 0. What will be the value of y? X plus y is equal to 4. the value of x, if we give 0, then value of y will be y is equal to 0. When given x is equal to 0, y will be 4. So let us put x value that is equal to 1. We have an equation x plus y is equal to 4. The value of x we have given 1. So then value of y will be 3. This is the simple calculation you could understand, no need to explain, okay? So when the value of x is given that is equal to 2, we have an equation x plus y is equal to 4. So 2 plus y is equal to 4. Then we are going to arrive at the y value, y is equal to 2. See, like that we can increase by giving the value of x so that we will obtain the value of y. That's enough. You can continue if you need up to whatever the values of x you need, that much you can provide. So I have ended here. The value of x is given, x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2, x is equal to 3, x is equal to 4. You can go on giving the values like this, so that what we have obtained, when x is equal to 0 is given, the value of y came at 4. When x is equal to 1 given, it came at 3. When 2 given, 2 came. When 3 given, 1 will come. When 4 given, it will be 4. When 5 will given, it will be minus 5. It goes like this. We can predict the next value of y, what it will be. Okay. We are going to represent this x value and y value in the graph. How it will be? Let us see. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 4. When x is equal to 0, y will be 4. The value of y, that is 4, x value is 0. When x is equal to 1, here is the x is equal to 1 value. Y is equal to 3, here is the y is equal to 3 value. So here it is. When x is equal to 2 given, what is the y value? It is also 2. 2. It comes here. When x is equal to 3 is given, y is equal to 1. Here it is. When x is equal to 4 given, it is 0. When x is equal to 5 given, it is minus 1. It continues like this. The graph continues like this. And this graph name is x plus y is equal to 4. I hope you could understand the representation of a line in a graph. So what equation is given? We have to write it on the board. If we go on providing the values of x is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. so that we are going to obtain the value of y, and the x value and y value, by taking, we are going to represent those values on the graph, so that we are going to obtain some lines, isn't it? We are going to name these lines. This is one linear equation, this is another linear equations. Like that we have two linear equations. So this is, so far you have learnt how to represent a linear equation in a graph, how to represent pair of linear equations in a graph. That's all. So these types of problem will be there for your examination for 4 marks. Please don't be neglecting this situation. You have to be very careful, because you are going to obtain 4 marks. There are only 4 questions are there for you. Among those 4 questions, 1 question will be from this pair of linear equations in 2 variables. Please don't neglect it. Get it, understand. This is just an introduction for the representation of a pair of linear equations in graph. The actual problems will come in the next class and in the coming classes. Okay, this is just an introduction. That's all for right now. We have learnt how to represent a linear equation in the graph, how to represent the pair of linear equations in the graph. We have learnt. Now we are going to learn the types of the linear equations. There are 3 types of linear equations: intersecting lines, what we have seen on the board, that is intersecting line, and parallel lines, coincident lines. There can be only 3 types of pair of linear equations. Either it is intersecting or coinciding, one line is coinciding in another line, and parallel lines. There can be only 3 types of this pair Other than these types, there are no other lines. Let us see what are those types of pair of linear equations. Dear students, so far we have seen linear equations which is represented in a graph and a pair of linear equations which has been represented in the graph. So those that example is written on the board, that is x minus 2y is equal to 0 and x plus 4 is equal to x plus y is equal to 4. So this is the thing which have been represented in the graph just now. So we are now going to discuss about the types of pair of linear equations. There are only three types, I told you already: intersecting line, coinciding line and parallel lines. Okay, right now first one, types of this. First one, intersecting lines, intersecting pair of linear equations. And second one, coincident pair of linear equations or lines. And parallel pair of linear equations or lines. So I told you there are only three types. This is an example of intersecting lines. We can have the examples for coincident and parallel lines. The common formula, general formula for these types is, that is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This is a linear equations general formula. Again ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This is also, these two are identical, but here the constants are different. X and y will be same. Let us write this is a1 and a2 and b1 and b2 and c1 and c2. a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2 are the constants. Constant will change, but variable symbol x and y will not change here. So this is the general form of the pair of linear equations, and we have three types of pair of linear equations. I told you: intersecting pair of linear equations, coincident pair of linear equations and parallel pair of linear equations. The general form of these three types of pair of linear equations is this: a1x plus b1y plus c is equal to 0, b2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. This is the general form of the pair of linear equations. Now we have already discussed how these two pairs can be represented in a graph. So here intersecting pair of linear equations have been already discussed. Now we are going to take one more example of coincident pair of linear equations, and in these two types, in one linear equations let us provide the value of x, and so that we are going to provide the value of y. In another equation also same thing, providing x value and we will get the y value, and those two values will be represented in a graph, and it will be coincident lines we see in the graph. Like that, parallel lines, that by taking in two examples we should understand these two on the representation of graph. Let us see everything well. Come on, dear students, we have an example of a coincident pair of linear equations. The example is this: 2x plus 3y is equal to 9 and 4x plus 6y is equal to 18. So here by taking one equation, if we provide the x value, y value will come. So let us represent x and y value in the graph so that we obtain one line. Likewise, let us take another line. Here also we provide x value so that y value will be obtained. X and y value will be represented again in this graph so that we get another line, and these two lines will be in parallel. We are going to see that. Okay, come on. So here let us take 2x plus 3y is equal to 9. You know that in order to draw a line we need a 2 point. Okay, for example, here is one point, here is another point. If we have these 2 points we can draw a line, isn't it? So here also in this equation let us take only 2 points. 2 points is just enough to draw a line. Okay, see, put x is equal to 0. So 2x plus 3y is equal to 9. We have 2 multiplied by 0 plus 3y is equal to 9. 2 into 0, that will be 0. So that 3y is equal to 9. Y is equal to 9 by 3. So y is equal to 3 1s are 3 3s are 3. So x value, y value 1 point, and now put y is equal to 0. So in this equation, so that 2x plus 3y is equal to 9. 2x plus, instead of y I write 0 is equal to 9. 0 into 3, that is 0. We leave 0. 2x is equal to 9. X is equal to 9 by 2. So x is equal to 4.5. So what happened here? So x value 0 is given, y value 3 obtained. Here y value 0 obtained, x value 4.5 obtained. This is just enough to draw a line in the graph. So let us draw this on the graph. X is equal to 0, here it is. Y is equal to 3, 1, 2, 3, here it is the point. So when y is equal to 0, x is equal to 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So this is the point. If we draw a line like this, we will obtain a line, and the name of this line is this. 2x plus 3y is equal to 9. 2x plus 3y is equal to 9. So this is one line we have obtained by taking this. Now let us take another line, that is 4x plus 6y is equal to 18. So here let us put x value is equal to 0 in the equation. So 4x plus 6y is equal to 18. The value of x is given 0. So that 4 into 0, that is 0. 0, we leave it. Y is equal to 18 by 6. This 6 will come here. Y is equal to 6 1s, 6 3s. So y value obtained 3. Again in the same equation put y is equal to 0. We have an equation 4x plus 6y is equal to 18. 4x will be as it is. The value of y we have given, that is 0, is equal to 18. 6 into 0, that is 0. So 4x is equal to 18. X is equal to 18 by 4. X is equal to 2 2s are 2 9s are, that is equal to 4.5. So the value of x is 4.5. So here what is the value of x is given. So x value 0 is given. We obtained y value, that is 3. Y value 0 is given here. So that x value 4.5 obtained. Okay. So here x is equal to 0, here y is equal to 0, here same thing. Y is equal to 0, y is 0, x is equal to 4.5. So same thing. So one line is overlapping in another line, one line is coinciding in another line. So this is also the equation can be called, so that is 4x plus 6y is equal to 18. This same line is named in two different ways. 2x plus 3y is equal to 9, 4x plus 6y is equal to 18. Two names are there for one line, or one line is overlapping inside the other, one line is coinciding with the another line. This is coincidental lines. Dear students, we have understood so far what are intersecting lines. Lines are intersected, it has been represented in the graph. Just now we have discussed about the coincident lines. One line taken, x and y value is represented at the graph. We have got one line, and another line is taken. There also x and y's values are obtained. We have applied and represented in the graph there. So one line is overlapping with another line. So this type of lines are called coincident lines. Dear students, now we are going to see parallel lines. Dear students, like intersecting lines and coincident lines, we have one more type of lines are there, that is parallel lines. The example for the parallel lines is written on the board. Same thing here. We are going to take one line, provide the x value and obtain the y value. We have made a tabular column and listed of x and y values. Again we are going to take the second line. There we are providing x values so that we obtain y values. This and x and y value will be tabulated in the second chart, and these two x and y chart will be represented in the graph. and there you will see that the two pair of lines will be parallel. Okay, yes. Okay, we have taken this x plus 2y is equal to 4. In this equation we are going to put value of x that is equal to 0, so that x plus 2y is equal to 4. The value of x we have already taken 0, so what remained? 2x plus 2y is equal to 4, so that y is equal to 4 by 2, so y is equal to 2. So again we are going to put y is equal to 0 in this equation. What's going to happen? X plus 2y is equal to 4. X plus 2 multiplied by 0, that is equal to 4. 0 multiplied by 2, that is 0 itself. So x is equal to 4 we have obtained. So 1 x value given, obtained y value. 1 y value given, obtained x value. We are going to write this in table. So when x is equal to 0 given, what came? 2 came. When y is equal to 0 came, 4 we have obtained. See, we are going to represent this value in the graph. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. This is the point. When x is equal to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and y is equal to 0 we have. So this is the line. This is the line. Okay, the name of this line is this. X plus 2y is equal to 4. So one equation, x value given, y value obtained, represented in the graph. That's over. Let us see second line. Yes, the second line is this. So 2x plus 4y is equal to 12 we have. Now we are going to provide the value of x. X is equal to 0. 2x plus 4y is equal to 12 we have. The value of x is equal to 0, so that 4y 12, 0 into 2, that is 0 itself, that is completely neglected. So 4y is equal to 12, y is equal to 12 by 4, y is equal to 4 ones of 4 threes are. So when x value x is equal to 0 is given, we obtained y is equal to 3. So in the same equation, 2x plus 4y is equal to 12, we put y is equal to 0. So 2x plus 4y, instead of this y I get 0, because y value 0 is given, that is equal to 0. 2x 4 multiplied by 0, that will be 0, so that 2x is equal to 12, x is equal to 12 by 2, so that x is equal to 6. 2 ones are 2, 6 is 12. So when x given 0, y came 3. When y given 0, y came 6. We are going to tabulate this. When x is equal to 0, we have obtained 3. Value of y is 3. When y is equal to 0 given, we have obtained x value is 6. So we are going to represent this on the graph. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 3. This one. When x is equal to 6, y is equal to 0. When x is equal to, yes, this is the point. Yes, this is the parallel line. So in the board, it may be not looking exactly parallel, because I have written it roughly. So if you write in a notebook by taking pencil, pen, etc., so by drawing exact values, x and y values are somewhat not exactly written there, so that it looks like that, but they are exactly the parallel lines, that's for sure. Okay, this is what we have seen. 3 types of pair of linear equations. One is intersecting, another is coincident, third one is parallel lines. We have seen, we have drawn all the different types of lines on the graph. So far we have seen. So this is just for make you understand. These are not actually the problem. To make you understand, I have taken this much of effort only to make you understand. The actual problem starts from the next class. We are going to solve those problems in next class. That's all for now. Thank you.